Alright, so after several days, the whole J.Cole thing, I've had more time to simmer down and think and whatever. And I was never mad or angry. I wasn't even pissed. I was like, don't get me wrong, like right now I'm still sort of disappointed. And I was like, but it was just like, man, like we could have had, like, like just could have seen what that would have been. You know, like I said, it was never going to be bloody. It was just going to just be who can write the dopest with the pen and who can come out with who. Cause, for instance, like I think the real stuff is going to be with Drake or Kendrick and stuff like that, not Cole and stuff. But made a decision. He didn't apologize. It's over and done with. Ain't nothing you really do about it now. So just acceptance, I guess, at this point. Um, you know, he's still gonna drop project, still gonna listen. I was like, he's still one of my favorite artists, my favorite rappers. Um, and I was like, all this really does is really just like, cause when we're talking about the top, I was like, he can still be in the top because I was like, he's still gonna have albums that do well and stuff like that, and he's still gonna be good with writing. But this is when you just doing the whole hierarchy or you doing the whole kind of rap. This ain't really. I was like, to be honest, people act like it's not, but I was like, you do this in all of music. It's just that with rap, it's more direct, even if it's subliminal. Like if you do an R&B, I was like, I mean, we don't have R&B like that anymore. But I was like, there was people that were just sort of like at the time of the game. I was like, there's a reason why some might be like the king of pop or the queen of the like. How you think you get them titles? I was like, you get them. I was like, you get them titles by being at the top, and depending on which one you're doing, sometimes it's Grammys, sometimes it's record sales. But with hip hop, it's like no, because unlike those other things, you can't really have the masses in a sense. And I was like, life is different now, where the masses sort of is it compared to like how it was in like 2000. I mean the thousands and all that other stuff. But stuff like this, because you're not going to get the accolades and the awards and stuff like that, it was dictated by like the people. So that's the kind of thing where it's like, no, this is a different thing to be judged by. But I do think that once you sort of tip your hat and you bow your head out, cool, it's them only two. But in common with that, guess what? Those people that don't have that same type of kindness or that same thoughtfulness or maturity, whatever you want to call it, is seeing it's basically smelling blood in the water. I was like, I was like, by now I'm pretty sure people done heard the Pooh Shiesty, track where he's using the control B and he's talking out a bunch. I was like, he's sending shots at like whoever, just like the control B. But he basically talked to J. Cole. And that is what happens when you just decide to bow your head out the game. It's like, all right, cool. So you don't want this here. You still rap, still do your album thing, you still do all this. But when it comes to this, go ahead. Y'all like, you don't want to fight? Guess what? Tag me in. You go and sit over here at the table, and I'll get in this match. And I like that's how it goes. And I was like, with knowing how rap is, that's what it's gonna be. It's basically cool. You wanna? I mean, look. To be honest, let's really be honest though. If I was like I was like it's still a big three. Why? Because there's nobody else. There's nobody else to really take that spot. Like yeah, like I mean, like all three of them are too far ahead in the game and older to where it's like that's like they're the generation. They're the three. So therefore, anyone else is really just coming in to claim whatever the next spot is. Like yes, Cole is technically. I was like, he's in the big three, but he's going to move out. That is how everything goes with age. I was like, at some point we might see Drake and Kendrick as well move out, and then some fresh young talent come in or whatever that's been grinding their way in, and then after a while we'll look up after like 5 or 6 years and be like, oh, so and so is out here popping. So and so's out here doing stuff to where it's like where you might start putting their name in with them, even though they're the elders. But once you start doing that, you'd be like, oh, okay, so maybe they're about to be a part of whatever this new thing is. But there's nobody out there really like that. It might not ever be, just because of how music is nowadays and it's being consumed. Might not ever be that either. So that's why. So I'm like, J. Cole is still big three. I was like, he can still. I was like, I don't. I think the only spot it takes away is when you basically start matching people up. That's really all. But he is of the generation. He's going to. I was like, so he's always going to be the big three. He always going to be able to go down and whatever listing that you want to say of like the greatest rappers to ever do it. Yes, but you just can't have him basically be. I know it's a weird contradiction type of thing where it's like he big three, but he also isn't, because he just wouldn't want it. And the thing is that if J. Cole will I was like, I was like, it's like if you put your hat in a raffle and being like, oh, I want to do this. Then when it's like your turn to do it, you back out. It's like, oh, okay, cool. That's your prerogative. But you just can't come back in here and start doing it again. Like if he just started coming out of nowhere, I'm just be like, okay, that's weird. But guess what? Nobody's gonna really take you seriously after that. That's just how it is. It's just gonna be like, all right, cool. You just just tell me about uplifting our people. I don't need to hear you talking about anybody else that could come and get this. Like, no, we're not doing that. And I mean, maybe Cole is okay with being like, yo, if you ain't part of the big three, I'm gonna take your ass out. Maybe that's what it is too. But hey, that's almost like you see somebody beat your dad up, and then your dad try to tell you to take out the trash. It's like you still might take out the trash, but you ain't afraid of your dad like that no more. I mean, maybe that's what that is. But he's still one of my favorite rappers. I was like, he's still my top guy, while also acknowledging that Kendrick basically just big bro at the same time. It's a weird feeling to have. I was like, I'm just gonna be able to talk about that. Hey, you make some good songs, and everybody gonna be like, yeah. But I'll never be able to not say anything about Kendrick, because unfortunately now that's solidified. We can't talk about any criticism regarding that man, because his stands are way higher and different than J. Cole's are. Like J. Cole's is like a cult, and Kendrick is basically just like, I want to say Swifties and like Bay fan. They're almost like that of like rap people. But anyway, that's just how I am right now. Till then, I'm out.